In the video you're about to watch, you'll see the process of potting up orchid seedlings. So here is the result after a couple of months. So if you're interested to see how I did it, keep watching, and here we go. What's going on, folks? So today we have an orchid seedling planting. So I'm going to plant up some orchid seedlings. They've already been deflasked and cleaned. These are Leptotes Unicolor and Oncidium Twinkle orchids. So 2 varieties, 5 seedlings each, and I'm excited to get started on these. So I am going to jump right into it here. So I will just pull these baggies right out of here. So I ordered this off eBay. Looks like they included a heat pack with it. I did get these yesterday. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to do anything with them. So this is the first I've had. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be putting them in this clear tote. You can see I've already got a layer of foam beads with some plastic screen on top of it. I'm going to use that for drainage. So that is going to be the drainage component underneath the sphagnum and the pine bark. So let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is pour a little bit of, this is an organic fungicide. It uses copper soap, or copper soap as like the active ingredient. Apparently it's OMRI listed, so it should be pretty safe. I don't know if that means effective, but I didn't really want to go with anything stronger. I'm not usually using chemicals. So I'm just going to dump a bunch in here. I had a little bit of water, so I dumped it in a little less than 50-50, a little more water than fungicide, but I think that's going to be okay to start with. So you can see I've got it here. So I am going to open these guys up and take a look. What do we have? Oh, come on out of there. All right. These look to be the Leptotes Unicolor. Very nice looking. Ooh, looks like there's a little fungus on that one already. I wish I had my hydrogen peroxide. Couldn't find it, unfortunately. So I'm pretty sure these are the Leptotes Unicolor. And then here, these are going to be, these are the Oncidiums. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. I'm just going to clean off these scissors with a little bit of alcohol, because I don't want to cross-contaminate anything. So yeah, this is the first time I've done this. I'm just trying to be extra careful. I have not dealt with orchid seedlings in the past. I don't have that much experience with orchids in general. So I do like them though. So the orchids that I do have, I really enjoy, and I'm looking forward to enjoying more orchids. Now these are both miniature varieties, but I think these are going to be a lot of fun. You know, I don't know if I'm going to cut anything off of these. I'm just going to dip it in the fungicide, anything that looks kind of funky. Hopefully I'm not killing these things. So I'm going to use a mixture of sphagnum moss and pine bark. I have some fine pine bark here. So I did clean all of these containers with bleach first. So I am just gonna a little layer of this pine bark down. Because I do plan on eventually potting these in bark, so I do want some bark in the mix. I think that's a good thing to do. And I'm going to take a bunch of sphagnum. Bring it out a little bit. Place it down into the container. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna wring out this sphagnum here a little bit more. Made way more than I need to, so if you get one of those compressed bricks of sphagnum, you take less than you need, because I took a tiny little chunk and it filled this whole like 4-liter container. So once it absorbed all the water that was in there, holy smokes, that's a lot of sphagnum moss. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it all. We'll just wring this out good. Now, we'll do one side for the Leptotes and one side for the Oncidiums. So I'm just going to lay these guys in here. There's one, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6, and 7. Those guys take up a lot of room. Alright, so these little Oncidiums, they got a ton of little roots on them. They're looking great. I'm excited about those. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, that one. There's a couple there. I'm not going to separate them though. And 5. I am gonna do, I think, is take just some little pieces of sphagnum and just gonna lay them on top of there a little bit. Just on top of some of the roots. Don't think this step's really necessary. Okay, there's some debris in there. Now, as I understand it, you just need to kind of lay these in here and their roots will kind of find the way they need to go. All right. Looks good. All right, so there we go. Hopefully these guys live. As you can see, I've got a layer of foam for drainage, some screens, a little bit of pine bark, sphagnum, and there we have it. So, like I said, I cleaned this container out with bleach. Now, I am just going to put this over in a bright spot over by the window. The other orchids love it over there. Those are Phalaenopsis orchids though, so we'll see how these guys do. I'm hoping for good things though, so let's hope we see good things out of these guys. I'm just gonna throw, you know what, I think I have enough sphagnum in there. There we go, looks great. So, just get that chunk of bark out of there, seal it up, and we're done. So there you have it. I'm not gonna tip it over here because I don't want them to fall. But, so we got the drainage in there, and got a nice humid environment for them to flourish in, and I will give you guys an update here. Obviously these are going to be pretty slow moving, so there's not going to be a whole lot of updates coming along rapid fire or anything, but if there is any progress, if they live, I'll let you know. If they die, we'll take a picture of it and try again. So there you have it. I'm going to put them over in a nice bright spot and let them grow. See you next time. Okay, here's an update of our orchid seedlings. The Oncidiums, no, the Leptotes and the Oncidiums. They're looking good. You can see some pseudo bulbs emerging in the Oncidiums, and everything's looking really good. So I thought that maybe I was seeing some fungus like kind of there, and not really prevalent, but I'm gonna spray a little antifungal in there and a little bit of water. Actually, I've only misted them once since they've been in here. I've kept the lid on. So far I've left the lid off for like half an hour a couple of times just to start getting them used to being in the open air. out of this humid environment. So I'm going to go ahead and spray on a little of this antifungal, just a little bit, and then a little bit of water. Okay, here is an update on the orchid seedlings. So they're looking good. I've been leaving the lid off during the day pretty frequently. I started out with just an hour or two, moved up to leaving the lid off pretty much all day now. And you can see that they're all looking really good. That little spot of what looked like mold in there has gone away. And I am pretty happy with them. So it's now a couple of months later, and they're all looking really good. Not a lot of growth, but definitely a little. So I've been watering with just a couple of crystals of fertilizer, a little bit of the antifungal, and water. So when I do water these guys, I mist them with that solution.